Previously on the Storm Mythology series.
20-year-old Storm is slowly becoming more acclimated to America and with life as one part of a superhero team. Lately, Storm has been making great friends amongst the men on her team. They remind her of her beloved brother thieves she grew up amongst in Teacher's Ethiopian village. She and the 19-year-old Colossus continue to grow close. She has the respect of the Wolverine, the trust of Xavier, and she has earned the praise of Cyclops. Banshee tends to her like a little sister, and Nightcrawler's constant flirting makes her laugh. But John Proudstar, the war veteran Professor Xavier has codenamed Thunderbird, seems to dislike everyone, including Storm. His belligerent, flippant disposition has made him a self-imposed outcast, and although Storm has tried to befriend him, the man only repays her efforts with contempt and profanity, and the African goddess is slowly growing tired of his insolence.
Rain cascades down in the danger room. Cat 5 winds, which are more than 200 knots, pound the rain down so hard that it actually hurts him. Thunderbird, the Apache war veteran named John Proudstar, cannot see his opponent, and because of her amazing ability to manipulate the weather, he can barely stand. However, he does not quit. Sooner or later, he will find the African woman whom Professor Xavier has named Storm, mistress of the elements. Behind him, a bolt of lightning cracks dangerously close, prompting Cyclops to conclude the practice of evasion, and he tells the two sparring partners to prepare for the next part of the training session. With but the slightest thought, Storm returns the weather in the danger room to normal. While Thunderbird dries his hair, Cyclops commends Storm on her control over her powers. He says that none of them watching her evade Thunderbird were hit with a single drop of rain, nor the slightest stray breeze. Now, Cyclops instructs, for the next round, Storm and Thunderbird will engage each other without powers. Cocky, Thunderbird scoffs at Storm, and he tells Cyclops that he doesn't fight little girls. His tone and word choice has insulted the goddess for the last time. Angered, with the speed of the wind, Storm advances and kicks Thunderbird straight in the mouth.
I am not a girl!
Storm hisses.
Duh.
Colossus laughs heartily, asking the others if they too saw that.
Yeah, she is fast.
Hell yes, she is.
Wolverine smirks, impressed at Storm's speed.
This is gonna be good.
Meanwhile, Storm and Thunderbird continue their fight without interruption, and Storm has no problem holding her own. For what Cyclops and the X-Men do not know is that despite all her godly powers, Storm has been trained in the arts of hand-to-hand combat since she was 6 years old. Initially by her first foster father, Ahmed El-Jabbar, in the ancient art of Tartib and knife fighting. Then at 16 by her teenage love, the Prince of Wakanda himself, T'Challa, in a variety of martial arts styles. Thunderbird tries punching her. However, Storm somersaults in the air over his attack. No sooner than her feet touch the ground, having already detached her cape mid-air, Storm wraps her cape around Thunderbird's head, ensnaring him. Using the momentum of his strike, she slams his head against the wall. Thunderbird takes the blow in stride, however, for unfortunately, he knows that because Storm has grabbed him with her cloak, that means he also has a hold of her. Thunderbird quickly snatches the cloak off of his head. He grabs a hold of it, and then he yanks it hard, sending Storm face first to the floor. Instantly he leaps upon her, snatching and gripping her wrist behind her back. Immediately Storm's mind is torn back to Khartoum, to a man in a truck offering her a ride.
Thunderbird! Get off me! Now!
Storm commands. Thunderbird instead tells her to submit, that she is down and done, completing his insult by yet again calling her girl.
Never!
Storm shouts. The low rumble of thunder fills the room, and Storm's eyes turn white and luminescent. In the truck, the man tries to fondle 12 years old Ororo. When she refuses, the man becomes violent. He plans to rape the little girl. He slaps her in the face hard, then snatches and grips her wrist behind her back.
Last warning, John.
Storm says, feeling herself lose control over her powers.
Let me go!
Psych!
Wolverine yells. His hairs are now standing on edge, for the room is filling with electrical energy. He looks up, and high above them all, he sees that Storm is unconsciously summoning a superbolt. And once, to his own naivety, Thunderbird is enjoying Storm's struggles.
Call it, Psych!
Wolverine demands.
She's gonna friggin' obliterate him!
Cyclops does nothing. He watches closely. Wolverine quickly rushes to the side of the combatants.
Let her go, Thunderbird!
Wolverine shouts.
You heard the lady. Trust me, you're gonna want to let her go. Now. Can't you feel it? Damn it! Look up, man!
And after doing so, reluctantly, Thunderbird yields. Wolverine helps Storm to her feet. Storm is trembling with anger as she tries to subdue the lightning bolt above her. She knows that her powers are tied to her emotions, and she must calm herself soon, lest her anger unintentionally creates a raging tempest inside the danger room.
Wolverine,
She says weakly. Tears fill her eyes, and simultaneously, it begins to drizzle inside the danger room.
Don't talk, love.
Wolverine says calmly.
Just keep breathing.
Thunderbird turns to Cyclops, and he scoffs again.
Did I do something wrong?
He asks, pretending to be ignorant.
Session's over.
Cyclops says as he exits.
I've seen all I need to see.
Much later, John Proudstar arrives in Storm's room.
Storm. Ororo.
John calls out. He is a mixed bag of emotions at the moment. Firstly, he gravely regrets the way he behaved in today's training session. He does not know why he got so carried away. Ever since he returned home from the war,
John Proudstar has not been the same. Being around people had become very difficult for him, so he knew being on a team would be challenging. But he did not expect to behave the way he has. And secondly, John is frustrated and needs a listening ear.
For after months of seemingly endless training sessions under the leadership of a man whom he has no respect for, he and the new X-Men have yet to undertake an official mission.
And worst, while they wait and train and wait and train, he has yet to find a friend in any of them.
None except, dare he say, Ororo. For spite his chagrin, out of all his teammates, she is the only one that has attempted to befriend him. And thus, John Proudstar has come to apologize. Refusing the room that Xavier had offered her, Ororo had chosen to move into the spacious, empty attic above the mansion's residential wing. She had also refused the furniture, and there were no decorations, save for a particular knife which hung above her fireplace.
Talk about traveling light.
John says, his voice reverberating throughout the empty room.
Ororo killed a man when she was hardly more than a child with that very knife.
A voice says from behind, startling John.
Stay calm, John Proudstar. I am only casting my voice and image into your mind.
Like an astral projection. Got it. The shaman in my town does this all the time. Is this better?
Xavier continues.
That is why she reacted as she did during today's exercise. Scott told me all about it. You struck a very raw nerve, John. Aurora was only 12 years old then, when she killed the man. It was done in self-defense as the man was trying to rape her. In Africa,
Xavier explains,
Aurora is worshipped like a goddess, and thus she has consecrated herself to the protection and preservation of all living things. Thus the killing is her greatest secret, and her greatest shame.
Don't worry.
Thunderbird replies,
Her secret and the fact that you betrayed her trust and told me is safe. I don't gossip with these dweebs, bro.
John looks around the large room. He tells Xavier that the room is too empty, and Xavier reveals that
After today's session, Aurora is not sure if she is staying with the X-Men.
Meanwhile, on the roof of the boathouse near the mansion's cove, Nightcrawler has finally found Storm.
he tells her that Cyclops has informed him that she is thinking of leaving.
Yes, I am afraid so.
Storm replies,
It is nothing personal, Kurt. I missed my home. I do not belong here at Xavier's with you mutants. I miss the Serengeti. I miss flying free.
Nightcrawler tells her that he understands.
Believe it or not, I actually missed the Munich circus back in Germany. And that Wolverine person scares me immensely. But please, Aurora, give us a chance. Don't leave.
Sometime in the middle of the night, Storm arrived back in her empty room, only to find it empty no longer. For in the middle of the room, there was a cactus, and to her surprise, a note. It read, prickly on the outside, maybe even dangerous, but the meat and sweet water within can save your life. Signed, John proud star. She could tell that this was John's way of apologizing, yet sadly, they never got the chance to truly build on their friendship.
And so, what started as a single plant the night before has quickly turned into a flourishing greenhouse. For all throughout the night, Nightcrawler has filled her vast, open attic room which topped the school's residential wing with plants and flowers whose life and colors and heady fragrances would remind her of home, of Africa.
What do you think?
Nightcrawler asks.
Could you make a home from this? For perhaps a little while longer at least. Ororo? Are you crying? Or is it raining in here?
Both.
Storm answers.
So, does this mean that you're not leaving?
Nightcrawler asks.
Only on one condition.
Storm says through her smiles and tears.
Kurt, you must promise to stay here with me. Forever?
Only minutes later,
Morning.
a voice says from amongst her plants.
Thunderbird?
Storm says, slightly startled.
I did not hear you enter.
Weren't meant to.
He replies.
I'm not as sneaky as Wolverine, but I get by.
Ororo sighs.
Must you measure yourself against the Wolverine in everything?
He's the best here.
Thunderbird says.
The rest of you weirdos are no competition. Anyway, I came down here last night to apologize. You know, for the danger room.
Ororo gracefully tells him not to worry, and she thanks him for the cactus. As he wanders aimlessly throughout her greenery, Ororo can sense his restlessness and angst. It practically radiates to her, whom, as the foretold goddess of life, has a spiritual, empathic connection to all living things.
You are ill at ease, my friend.
Ororo says.
Is anything the matter?
Just edgy. On guard. Man gets careless, drop his guard, and even for an instant, he's history.
But you are among friends. Here in my dwelling. There is nothing to fear.
Thunderbird laughs out loud.
Are blossoms and tulips so formidable a foe?
She jests.
No.
Thunderbird replies with an eerie smile.
But these aren't just blossoms, are they, Storm? Everyone thinks you're building a garden up here. But I know better. This Venus flytrap is pretty clever if you ask me. The beauty of the flowers lures you into a false sense of security. And then the plants turn into vines, and it'll kill you. And your friends.
Oh, I see.
Storm replies.
John, tell me of your native land.
What is it like?
Nothing special.
John answers.
I couldn't wait to leave. And I miss it with all my heart the moment I did.
Have you family and friends there?
Ororo asks.
Family? Sure. Father, mother, little brother. Friends?
He sighs.
I left them all on the jungle floor.
And loved ones?
Ororo asks.
A girl to cherish and kids to raise?
Yes.
Never.
The same here, my friend. The same.
It was barely an hour later that Xavier telepathically summoned the team to the briefing room. There, Storm and her fellow new X-Men saw a video message from a villain calling himself Count Nefaria. Count Nefaria had taken over the TV screens and informed the world that he had seized control of Valhalla Base, activated the Doomsmith command system, and he was demanding that every country give him money as ransom, or else he would launch the entire US arsenal of nuclear missiles. Count Nefaria only gave the world 3 hours to comply. The nation's nuclear arsenal being comprised in such a manner required fast, decisive action, and Storm and the X-Men wasted no time.